always say there's two sides to every story. And within those two sides, the truth is somewhere in between.
Between the lines, yeah. So basically, we're gonna go ahead and tell you guys how we met, how we got together, and how we are now here 6 years later.
Yes.
So do you want to go first?
I think it's a long story, but I think we're gonna try to compact it as much as possible.
Yes.
For time purposes, try to get through it.
So you want me to go first?
I think I'll start.
Oh.
And then I think maybe she'll come in and be like, that ain't right. It happened this way.
Okay.
No.
We can go there.
So Breezy and I met in high school. We went to the same high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I met her, I think it was my sophomore year.
Yes.
Because she went to another high school prior to that and then transferred over to the high school that we graduated from. And we met then. I don't think initially we were, I would say, friends initially.
I agree.
And I honestly, it's funny because it's funny because at the time she was friends with someone who at the time her and I did not have the best relationship as far as friendship. There was no friendship. I don't think at the time either one of us liked each other, and Breezy was like best friends with her, and so for that reason,
well, not
it was
best
like,
friends. I'd say we had started becoming close because we had just really met each other, and she was giving me basically like the tools of the trade as to the who's who at the school,
so basically she was guilty by association because it was kind of like,
see, when you hear new things.
Okay. Because it was just like, yeah, I'm not really going to deal with her too much. But again, this was our sophomore year. Years kind of went by, and me and the girl that she was friends with at the time, it's like, as we went through high school, it was kind of like, this is stupid. Like, and we kind of just, like, whatever beef we had, I think it just kind of went away on its own. And that's when I think you and I started interacting more.
No. See, we told y'all in the last video, somebody has the truths and somebody has the lies. So let me go ahead and tell you, because I'm going to stop her right there. So I have moved to a new school, and like she said, someone who eventually became a mutual friend of ours was telling me the do's and don'ts and the who's of, the school. Of course, she had mentioned Bay, who wasn't Bay at the time, but she had mentioned her, and I was like, what? And like, why are you telling me about these people? I don't care. Until I seen her walking down the hallway. I was like, oh, who is that? Like, tell me, who is that? Tell me everything you know about her. And she was like, girl, that's Maria I've been telling you about. I was like, oh, she fine. She real fine. Like, I'm gonna go ahead. Back in that day, we didn't have no DMs. Oh, the year was 2003. 2003.
Oh.
So, I was like, I'm trying to get to know her. We actually had a class across the hall from each other.
Yeah.
That was our first semester. Then we had a class together.
Yeah, we did.
And she paid a young thug no attention.
First of all,
none at all.
I will do a disclaimer right here and say that, at some point we will be doing our coming out stories, but I will say that in high school, I was extremely open. So everyone, for the most part, kind of knew. I dated someone. My first girlfriend officially was in the 8th grade. And when I came over to high school, it's kind of like the reputation of lesbian kind of followed me also. So I came into school with pretty much everybody already knowing, or people found out shortly after that. So everyone knew that I was out. Everyone knew that I dated girls. And with Breezy, it's kind of like, because of the friend that she hung out with, there was always rumors of, maybe she's a lesbian too, but it was never really confirmed. It was like we really didn't know. So even if she was over here trying to, spit game or whatever, I would have never even known. I would have never even thought that she was.
Yes. So we went throughout high school. Like we had mutual friends. We sat at the same lunch table.
We did.
Senior year, because that's where all the seniors sat.
We were friends.
But she
because
thinks
we were
that
friends.
we were friends.
Because
but
we were. We were friends.
We were not. You could even ask our mutual friend. She would tell you that we weren't friends.
We were friends.
But okay. And then we graduated high school. Like that was it. It was just like she went on about her life, I went on about my life.
Yeah.
It was like whatever. However, in 2010, the mutual friend of ours, still the same person, which shout out to you. You know who you are, so we'll blame you for us being together. But she contacted me because I had moved to a different state and I was coming back to visit family for Christmas. And she was like, "Hey girl, come on out and have some fun. You know, some of the girls are here." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, whatever." I didn't know it was her though. So I get there. This is who I see. And I was like, "Oh yeah,
like, hey, girl.
It's my time." I was in a relationship, but I didn't care because I was like, this right here, there's no way that I could just let this slide. Now, again, mind you, I told you guys we first met in 2003. This is now 2010.
Yeah, it was 2010.
So we all go out to dinner. We had fun. We had the girls' night. It was like really fun.
Yes.
But then we ended up exchanging numbers.
And I will say, even before that, I really didn't know. Still, I did know because I think when I asked you about what you were doing, how you've been, were you in a relationship, that's when you told me. And I think you may have said something about your girlfriend at the time.
Yes.
And I was just like, oh, okay, so the rumors was right. They was
right. So after she heard that, it was like green light
about you. Okay. But at the time, I will say that I had just gotten out of a relationship that I had been in for a while. So it's like I really wasn't trying to date or anything like that. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, like, you fam too. Okay, cool. Like, and again, because I thought in high school we were at least friends. When did you ask for my number?
I don't remember.
I don't know how we exchanged numbers. I think she asked for my number. But honestly, I still was kind of like, oh, okay. I still wasn't thinking like, this girl thinks I'm pretty or she likes me or anything. Like, it was just kind of like, okay, like maybe sometime we'll kick it or go out to the club together.
Yeah, something,
like,
whatever. And then from there, Christmas came and gone, New Year come and gone. Excuse me. And I had made the decision to move back to Georgia.
Yes.
So I contacted her to ask her a question. Now, mind you, she said we had exchanged numbers, so we had sparingly spoke in between that time and in between the time that I actually called her.
Yes.
So I called her to ask the question, and her words were, "Oh, so you're coming back to take me on a date?"